What's up, YouTube? So before we get started with this video, on Undisputed, they're going to be talking about Carson Wentz and whether or not he's going to be able to get his team to the Super Bowl again and what's going to happen for him next year. So let's see what they have to talk about.
So now he's Hall of Fame ready? Oh, everyone's going to the Hall of Fame around here.
It is laughable.
I do. Now, it wasn't a very good sign, Skip, and injuries are very tough for a player, especially a young player that's they moved up to select you, and you know what's expected of you, you know what's asked of you, and you get injured so early in your career, and you see your backup come in and have such great success, the ultimate success. Lead the team the last 3-4 games, win the Super Bowl. That heaps a lot of pressure. And when you're injured, it almost feels like, Skip, you're not a part of the team because the team has to move on. They can't cater to you because, and I'm sure he's looking at it, Carson, not Carson, excuse me, Foles.
Yep.
Foles, get in here and run this play.
Yep.
And he's looking like, that's supposed to be me. And he maybe didn't handle that situation well, Skip. Maybe he didn't reach across the aisle. Maybe he wasn't as cordial, as friendly as he needed to be. Because you can really never stop being a leader. Because there was never a doubt in my mind that Nick Foles was not going to lead this team moving forward.
I agree, Shannon. I always thought that too. I never thought Foles was going to lead his team, the Eagles, going forward. He had a good Super Bowl and won it, but other than that, I don't think he was going to be anything, which is why he's probably why with Jacksonville. Also, I understand how hard it is for Wentz to get your team pretty much to the Super Bowl. You get hurt the last couple games, your team goes to Super Bowl, and your backup wins. Your backup wins the Super Bowl. That's really tough to sit back and watch. A perfect example of why you don't want that to happen and why it's so scary when that does happen would be, look at Drew Bledsoe. Look what happened when Drew Bledsoe got hurt. I remember that game. He got hurt, and then what happened? Who was his backup? Some guy named Tom Brady? His backup, Tom Brady, came in, and it was a wrap. It was over. 9 Super Bowls, 6 Super Bowl wins later, and he is still playing. So you never want anybody to take your position for whatever reason, whether you're hurt or whatever. You never want that backup to come in and back you up, just like what happened to Drew Bledsoe, because your backup just might be the GOAT. So let's keep going.
So you don't get an opportunity that says, okay, I'm not going to lead now because you're going to fall right back into that role, even though you're not in the active role as we speak. And so I think he handled that situation, and Dougie P, like he mentioned it. It's tough, him being injured and not reaching across the aisle. But for Dougie P and the Eagles' sake, he better be, because you know what they've done, Skip? They've taken everything they could possibly own, and they've packed it into this young man's car. And they better hope he doesn't drive it in the ditch.
Well, it's not like he just came up from out of nowhere, Shannon, and he's a rookie, and they're putting all his eggs in his baskets, which that's what they kind of did. But he's proved himself over, the 2 years that he's played. He, like I said, the year before that, he pushed his team to get to the Super Bowl. So he has some type of, he's proven his way, he's proven that he can play in some type of fashion. So it's not like they're just going on blind faith. Had he not got hurt, it would have been a completely different story. So let's keep going.
Thank you for saying that.
Oh,
That
no,
was the
it's
most objective thing you
No,
could
it's
have said
no.
about bounce it to him wins.
This is walk it to him.
I'm
Now
sorry.
bounce it to
Or the old adage, they put all their eggs in his basket.
Yeah.
You just hope he doesn't trip on the way to the market. I believe in this kid. I believe in his makeup. He will bounce back and have an outstanding career. There's no question in my mind. He's the best quarterback in the division. He's the best leader in the division. And they're going to win the division. Now run tell that.
Boy, you have to keep going out of your way to defend your guy.
I ain't got to defend it.
Because he needs a lot of defending. And Dougie P., who wrote a book a year ago after he
A bestseller, too.
After Nick Foles scored 41 on Belichick's defense.
Don't do that.
The book was called Fearless. He's starting to sound like a sequel called Fearful. Fearful, right?
He's not.
Fearful, because he's going way out of his way to defend the leadership intangibles of a quarterback he just bet his job on. He bet the house on.
Yes.
He bet the ranch on.
Yes.
As in Jerry Jones' ranch, because Jerry Jones is about to own this division because he's got the best quarterback
No, he
in this
doesn't.
division. He's got...
I don't know, man. We're talking about the NFC. So Shannon thinks that Wentz is the best quarterback, and what Skip thinks Dak is the best quarterback. Well, have the people forgotten about this guy named Aaron Rodgers? I've just forgot about him in the NFC. I mean, well, what's going on here? I mean, have you guys forgotten about who's that one guy named Drew Brees? You know, the guy who went to the NFC Championship game and had some issues with the referees and calls there. Have you forgotten about those two guys? Because I would easily take Drew Brees and Aaron Rodgers over Carson Wentz and Dak Prescott easily, all day, every day. So let's keep going.
The quarterback who beat Carson Wentz head-to-head last year twice. And all of a sudden, gone from Philadelphia is the quarterback who clearly, by any eye test, played quarterback better than Carson Wentz has ever played quarterback.
3 or 4 games.
3 or 4 games?
Yeah.
So Nick Foles, regular season, has 68 touchdown passes to 33 interceptions, and he got cut loose and he went right on to Jacksonville.
Well, how many touchdowns does Foles go?
Watch what Jacksonville does next year. They're going to be the surprise team. Nick Foles.
I don't think that at all, Skip. I do not think that at all. I think Foles is probably an average quarterback at best. I'd say he'd probably be a good quarterback, a good backup quarterback, which he was. He just happened to be ride the momentum that Carson Wentz started 2 years ago when they went to the Super Bowl. So I don't really see Jacksonville doing too much with Foles, but that's just me. Let's keep going.
3 years, walking to him got like 58, maybe even 60.
So has Carson Wentz played any playoff games? No, he hasn't taken one snap in the playoffs. No, he has not. So Nick Foles is now 4-2 in the playoffs, but what happened in those 2? He lost. That's what happened. He got beat by a walk-off field goal via Drew Brees' last-ditch field goal drive in a playoff game. And last year against Drew Brees at New Orleans, Nick Foles is on his way to winning yet another playoff game, pulling it right out of the fire, and he hits Alshon right in the hands, except it went right through his hands to Lattimore and ball game.
Yeah, he threw one into the hands.
Was that Nick Foles' fault?
No.
Not.
But it was his fault that they had a 14-point lead and they lost it.
So what was not shocking to me was a story that ran in the Philly Voice about a month ago, and it was stunning, and I think it was well done. It ran.
You think it was well done?
Well, I do, because it was really well reported. Yeah. And the point is, the writer's name, if I can pronounce it, Joseph Santoliquito, he writes that Carson Wentz's aw shucks, overgrown Opie from Mayberry routine plays well with the local and national media, but sources in the locker room told this reporter that Carson Wentz can be selfish, uncompromising, egotistical, one who plays favorites, who doesn't like to be questioned, who needs to practice what he preaches.
Oh, so you're pretty much talking about all quarterbacks in the NFL. I kind of want my quarterback to have all those traits, to be very confident and all that, be a little bit arrogant, because you are playing one of the toughest positions in all of sports. So I'm going to want that kind of aura of cockiness and ego, being kind of egotistical, to be able to do what they do. And they know it too. So, to have that kind of goes with the territory. You just kind of have to work with it. Hopefully your quarterback's not super arrogant, out of control. But if he's winning and he's doing what he's supposed to be doing, and he can lead his team to Super Bowl, it's production over tolerance all day, every day. So as long as he's doing what he's supposed to be doing, as long as he's winning, we'll tolerate the egotisticalness, the arrogantness, and everything else that goes along with that, as long as we're pushing towards the ring. So let's keep going.
And fails to take accountability.
Was he talking about walking to him or Skip Bayless?
That could have been Aaron Rodgers.
Don't do that, Skip. See, there you go throwing everybody under the bus.
And then here's one other quote from an insider. Carson Wentz's biggest enemy is Carson Wentz. He's had his ass kissed his whole life, and sometimes he acts like he's won 10 Super Bowls when he hasn't played in, let alone won, a playoff game yet.
Skip,
hasn't even taken a playoff snap, and he acts like he's won 10 Super Bowls. You like that, Mr. Sharpe?
My Denzel.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Skip, he led them to a Super Bowl 2 years ago. So I don't understand where this hate's coming from Wentz. And it's not like he stopped playing good towards the end of the last 4 games of 2 years ago when his team went to the Super Bowl and won. He got hurt. That's not his fault. He led his team to a Super Bowl pretty much. And, so he has it in him. So I would be a little bit arrogant, kind of cocky too, if you made that type of push in your second year. Now, he needs to continue the production. Now that he's not hurt, he needs to keep pushing. But let's not act like he hasn't done anything. And why he didn't do anything is because he was injured. So, I don't know. Let's keep going.
Let me ask you this, Skip.
Yeah.
What quarterback?
That's not training day.
I was going to say, which version?
What quarterback in the NFL had his hiney kissed from the time he was this big all the way to now? Name one, Skip. Now I just want you to name one because what that and I'm not questioning.
Tom Brady was a 6th-round draft pick.
Baker
Mayfield, but again, he's walked on twice.
So
But that doesn't matter because just to get to be able to play at Oklahoma, to be able to play at Michigan, you did something right at the high school level. You were some type of star at the high school level to be able to go and play at Michigan like Tom Brady or to go play at Oklahoma like Baker Mayfield. You have to be. And then to be a quarterback there at that school, you're definitely getting your butt kissed no matter what, even if you're a 4th-string quarterback, even if you're a scout team quarterback. You're going to get your butt kissed no matter what. Playing for major programs like that, I know Pop Warner kids that get their butt kissed. And no Pop Warner. So let's keep going.
The guy take him to the next. So the guy take him. So he ain't had his butt kissed.
Yeah,
he won the Heisman in Oklahoma. He took him to the college football playoff twice. But he ain't got his butt kissed, right?
Dak Prescott had his butt kissed in the 4th round of the draft. So was that butt kissed? I don't think so.
Stop. Skip.
Interesting.
No. You know what? I see what you and Jenny trying to do.
I don't know what
I'm doing. So Dak ain't getting his butt. So Dak ain't getting his butt kissed $9, huh?
Now he is, but he earned it.
Walk into him, earned it.
Wait, do I have to tell you once again, remind you? Dak Prescott has the most game-winning drives over the last 3 years in the entire National Football League.
Why, you know what, Skip?
He broke the record for completion percentage of any quarterback.
Okay, Skip, did he go to the Super Bowl, though? But did he go to the Super Bowl? Did he make it to the NFC Championship game, though? Is that what you're trying to get at? No, he didn't. So the stats don't really matter. They don't really mean anything until you get to the big show or even NFC Championship game. So that's not really an argument. That's not really a talking point. So let's keep going.
In his first 3 years, those are staggering stats.
I'm not going to give it to you because that's what Tebow did. Tebow had the most game-winning drives, but he was the reason why you was behind. So he should have pulled us out of the hole. If you drive me in the ditch, don't expect me to get out the car and lift the car up and put us on back on the road.
Help me out.
You put us in the ditch, get us out.
Has Dak Prescott won 2 divisions in 3 years and probably would have won the middle year?
No, he went down
Zeke for the whole year?
Hold on, first of all.
Lost Zeke for 6 games?
Okay. Dak has 2. Walking to him has 1. Okay. After this year, it'll be 2-2.
Will it?
Yes, it was.
Dak really beat up on Carson Wentz twice last year.
Skip.
He just showed him up, outplayed him, put him back in his place. Dak Prescott against Philadelphia in the 4th quarter and overtime threw for 243 yards. He put on a show against your guy.
And it took a 4th down and a tip pass to win in overtime doing all that.
Who won?
And walking to him had a whole home game.
Dak won again.
Watch this year.
Well, it's all you got to say, watch this year.
Yeah, that's all I got.
I know what's going to happen.
Because last year's over with.
Yeah.
Last year's over with. All I'm worried about is 2019. The thing is, Skip, is that normally guys, see, I am a little concerned for the simple fact is that leaders, really, really good leaders, don't have these kind of questions broached about them at any point in time.
Thank you for admitting that.
So I'm a little concerned about that. And we saw so many people, so many of his teammates rush to his defense. And then you hear Carson Wentz says, yeah, I could have done this better. Yeah, I could have done that better. I get all that. I know Dougie P talking about, well, I can coach better. I get all that coach spiel. Yeah. You actually think Bill Belichick is up there in his office talking about, yeah, I could really do this better. Like, man, I got 6 of these things right here.
He's doing just fine.
I'm the reason why you know who got 6. Because if it wasn't for me, he would not have any. That's what he said up in his office.
The Eagles built a shrine in a locker to shrine. And the Philly Voice article concludes, while the sentiment in the Eagles locker room was that Foles is, quote, universally loved, Wentz is not. Okay, good luck to you.
Skip, was that 1988 when Ronald Reagan said, Mr. Gorbachev, tear down that wall. Eagles, tear down that shrine.
I think it's already gone.
And put another one up.
I'm not sure
Someone
those
new?
2.
So I don't think any quarterbacks at this point in time with the past couple of years deserve to have a shrine. Foles did win the Super Bowl, but you don't deserve no shrine for that. If anything, he hasn't put in enough time to have a shrine. Now, Donovan McNabb, maybe Randall Cunningham, maybe. I know they didn't win Super Bowls, but didn't Philly go to the Super Bowl and they lost to I forgot who it was, but they went to the Super Bowl and they lost. And I think T.O. was with them too, if my memory serves me correctly. Don't quote me on that. But to have Foles, to have a shrine to him, nah, yeah, you haven't done enough. You went to the Super Bowl and won it, but you need to put a little bit more time in. All right, so let's keep going.
I liked the try, though. I thought it was
but don't worry about it. Okay, Nick Foles had his shrine in the locker room. Walking to him, going to have a statue out front of the stadium. Now, you tell me which one would you rather have?
Yeah, I'd rather have a statue, but he ain't getting no statue.
He going to have one right there. Going to be just like Rocky one. You know Rocky's statue?
Sometimes he looks like a statue in the pocket when he just brain locks and goes deer in headlights. I'm statuesque. I'm locked. I can't move.
Don't do that, Skip. Well, you going to see. You're going to see a different walking tour. If you're going to be 100% healthy, it's over.
Really? It's
over.
Things could be different next year.
Capital.
You better be right, because he's got no more safety net. It's his team. All the pressure in the world is on this guy. And guess where his bar got set by Nick Foles? Way up here. Super Bowl MVP.
And he going to jump over it.
Woo.
Yeah. You know who have the world record in the high jump? Javier Sotomayor, 8 feet half inch, and he about to clear that. So he about to jump up. He gonna get multiple. You know what multiple is? More than one Super Bowls for walking to it.
All right.
Dak's athleticism over Wentz's.
I take walking to him's ability to throw the ball down the field, not dinking and dacking it.
Okay.
We've got more high expectations to talk about, because John Harbaugh had a strong take yesterday on the new look Cleveland Browns. We will tell you about it next.